The PlayStation 4 Pro has released, much to the dismay on its details to individuals. It will be launching November 10th for $399, and this was the PlayStation Neo. This is what the PlayStation 4K or those nicknames for that secret PlayStation were, and this is exactly what we're looking at here. So specs wise, this console is as powerful as half of a 1080 and roughly talking about 2 times the power of the PlayStation 4. These are all on paper. I could be wrong slightly about this, that, or the other, but understand when comparing teraflops, that doesn't really give you a big indication. A lot of people are upset that the PlayStation 4 Pro is weaker, more anemic than the Xbox One Scorpio, and think that they gave the console race to Microsoft due to the fact that the Xbox Scorpio has 6 teraflops and this one roughly has 4 and some change. I'm not really interested in teraflops because that's not the best way to determine how powerful a system is. So you can look at the specs yourself and figure it out, but at the end of the day, the talented developers will use whatever they have hardware-wise, and they will do very well with it if they work very specifically with it. Taking note, Gran Turismo developers, Naughty Dog developing the Uncharted series, game creators that are usually working for Sony only and only working with the PlayStation hardware have a better understanding of that. So the first party games will probably be the best ones to drive the hardware. A lot of people say and think this is going to be able to do 4K. A lot of people don't think that also. PlayStation is issuing patches for the UHD and HDR content that's going to be coming out. HDR is higher resolution, high dynamic resolution. 4K, these are things that are going to scale your games up into 4K, but it's not going to be true 4K and things like that. Look, if you want true 4K, you need to buy a 4K television and a 4K capable system, i.e. a graphics card that can do 4K, a game that can do 4K, and a TV that can do 4K. So if the PlayStation 4 can really output 4K, then you'll be able to get 4K. And all of this for $400 doesn't seem like a bad thing, except that apparently the disk drive isn't containing that technology. So you're going to be able to play like your games in 4K. I mean, I don't really understand it 100% what they were doing or what they were thinking. So we'll probably get a better understanding when the game comes out and we actually see what it's running at, the resolution, the frame rate, and stuff like that. Just be aware right now. The weirdest thing about this is that Sony didn't even use their own technologies in the Blu-ray DVD ROM drive, the reader. The Pro will not have a 4K Blu-ray drive for whatever reason. I don't know why. And that's what they said. The Pro also comes with a 1 terabyte hard drive, double GPU power. Again, put that in quotes because we don't know exactly if it's going to be double or not. And the technology that comes from AMD Polaris graphical architecture, which will allow resolutions that previously weren't possible on the consoles. So I guess that's a good thing. Everyone wins when you get new stuff. However, it is still very, very strange to see this thing coming out, and they didn't even use their own technology for the reader. This is supposed to be the 4K system. So imagine you get yourself a 4K TV, you get yourself a PlayStation 4 Pro, and you got yourself your nice sound setup, and you go and you put in your 4K Blu-ray, and it doesn't play, and you're like, what the hell is going on? Is my thing broken? And then you look up, or you take your system back to wherever you got it, and they're like, yeah, it doesn't play 4K Blu-ray DVDs. And it's like, what? It doesn't make no sense, man. None at all. So very strange stuff coming out from Sony and PlayStation 4. I don't like the design of it. I have never liked the design of the PlayStation 4. I originally thought it was a razor. Now it's just a really fat razor. So it doesn't look good to me. But the only good thing I can compliment them on the design for is that it is matte as far as the pictures look. And matte means you don't get fingerprints all over. It's not fingerprint magnet. Also on the bottom of it, it has symbols, the PlayStation joypad symbols, circle, square, X, and that's pretty cool. as kind of like feet to prop it up just a little bit. The back I/O is similar to the PlayStation 4. You have a USB port, a local area connection, that would be your Ethernet. You have optical out, auxiliary, not sure what that is, probably something to do with PlayStation VR, and then HDMI. Then of course you have your power supply built in, I guess, maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that either, but it would be very strange if they did decide to go with an external power supply all of a sudden. So I'm pretty sure it just plugs into the console itself. So there's the details on the PlayStation 4 Pro. I'm sure a lot of people have already covered this. I am never first to the party, and I probably never will be. My goal is to educate you and go ahead and give you the links so that you can correct me or educate yourself and entertain you in the same way, giving you my opinion of things from the past. I do not think this is a future-proof console. I think this is a band-aid to hold people over. But Sony has announced that they aren't going to be making a new console anytime soon. They literally use that wording, that language. You can't misinterpret it. So they didn't give a specific time period, but I wouldn't look for a new console for another 1 to 2 years at the very least, if not 3 to 4 to 5 years. So who knows what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know. This might be the last console generation for the PlayStation 4. This might be the last thing to get. If you don't have a PlayStation 4, probably a good idea to buy this. If you do have a PlayStation 4, I wouldn't buy it unless you have a 4K television compatible and you're going to use it, because there's no point if you don't have a 4K television. Even if games run just a little bit prettier, if you can't output in 4K, you're really hindering yourself, and there's no reason to spend an extra $400 on something you already own, the PlayStation 4. So you guys have yourselves a great day, and as always, I've been your host, Protomario. I'm signing out. Take the link in the description below to see more details. I only covered the basics, and tell me what you think about the PlayStation Pro. As always, good gaming, and God bless.